All right, it is 8 o'clock for me in my time on the dot. So we will go ahead and get started. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for the Future Peds Res Midwest Region Small Programs webinar of the 2025 match cycle. If you're with us for the first time, welcome. And if you've attended previous webinars, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you guys for being here all tonight. My name is Stephanie Maeda and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a fourth-year medical student at Western University of Health Sciences College of Osteopathic Medicine, and I'm one of the co-directors this year. Thank you again for joining us.
And my name is Caroline Maltese. My pronouns are also she, her. I'm also a fourth-year student. I attend Penn State College of Medicine in Hershey, PA, and I serve as one of the co-directors along with Stephanie.
Before we start, we would like to acknowledge our APPD faculty advisor, Dr. Michael Dell, who is the Vice Chair of Education at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine, as well as Colleen Hughes, who serves as the Associate Executive Director of the APPD. We would also like to acknowledge our ComStep faculty advisor, Dr. Rachel Thompson, Assistant Professor of Pediatrics and Director of Pediatric Undergraduate Medical Education at the Boston University Jobanian and Avedisian School of Medicine. These individuals have made tonight possible, and we are very grateful for their support.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anna Geiger. My pronouns are she and they, and I'm a fourth-year medical student at Des Moines University in Iowa.
Hi, I'm Victoria Morrill. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm also a fourth-year medical student at Rosalind Franklin Chicago Medical School. And Anna and I are your webinar team for tonight's event.
We would also like to introduce our FPR webinar associate, Sheena.
Hi everyone, my name is Sheena Bedi. I am an international medical graduate from India, and I'm serving as the Associate Director for Webinars for FPR this season.
All right, well, we're super excited. So let's get started for tonight, or let's delve into our goals for tonight.
So another big welcome to everyone who's joining us tonight. We're so excited to have everyone at the Midwest Region Small Programs webinar, and we are grateful to all the program directors and assistants, as well as the coordinators and residents who have taken time out to be with us tonight. Our series goal for the regional webinars are providing pediatric residency applicants with foundational knowledge surrounding the virtual interview season, well-rounded insight into the benefits of programs by region, and devoted time for a live Q&A. We will begin the program presentation shortly, during which time applicants will be able to learn about some of the programs and ask questions near the end. This presentation will be recorded, so if you're interested in learning about the other programs that are not in your own breakout room, I think we're only having one big room today, so that shouldn't be a problem. But you can also check our YouTube page later for any of the recordings of past and then future webinars that we have. And before we move on, we have the APPD representatives of the Midwest regions, Dr. Reyes, who will give us a quick overview of some of the states included in the Midwest region area from the APPD leadership in that region. Dr. Reyes, would you mind starting us off?
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? My internet's been going in and out, so I got kicked out a few times, so hopefully everything is going okay. Well, thank you for inviting me to speak a little bit about kind of the Midwest and what it has to offer, and especially about why a small program. So I just as a disclaimer, I mean, these are my own viewpoints in terms of benefits of small programs in the Midwest. Doesn't represent other PDs, and so looking forward to getting other PD input as well as we go through the webinar. And I think, again, as we talk through kind of benefits of smaller programs, they're small, medium-sized, large programs all have benefits, all have some challenges. They may look a little bit different, and really it's important to think about what's best for you as going into residency, to make sure that you're finding the learning environment that's best for you. But I think when we say small, we're looking at programs that are less than 30 residents within the entire program. So I think some of the benefits of really being in a smaller program, oftentimes you're going to get to know your colleagues really well, and often everyone from every class. You work closely with your faculty you're attending, is oftentimes one-on-one, depending on if your program has fellows or not. You may be able to kind of function almost as that fellow on your subspecialty rotations, since they're and really have opportunity to kind of do procedures and such with faculty one-on-one. I think other benefits to some of the smaller programs, really thinking of scheduling. Sometimes there's a little bit more flexibility in terms of choices for schedules and really individualizing your curriculum, because you can work kind of closely with your faculty and your program directors to create that curriculum that works best for you. I think at smaller programs, sometimes there's some more opportunity to really get involved in some of the hospital committees and make some systemic change within institutions, especially in your QI work and some of your scholarly activity. Sometimes there's fewer kind of hoops to jump through in terms of making change at smaller institutions. Of course, thinking about the association with community versus more of an academic center, depending on if you're at a kind of academic center versus that community-based hospital. And I think smaller programs, you often can have more resident feedback, and that can be integrated into change a little bit easier at smaller programs. And then I think you get a really good exposure to, of course, general pediatrics and really good preparation for fellowship, which is that foundation no matter what field you're going to go into after you kind of leave a general peds residency, even if you're going to go into a fellowship. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for, even if you train at a smaller program, many of us have collaborations with bigger children's hospitals in the area. And so it's really, there's a lot of opportunity to also get exposure to bigger institutions, bigger fellowships and things, even training at a small program. Why the Midwest? I mean, kind of the heart of America, some would say. I think things that stand out to me in terms of the Midwest, you can see on the map what represents the Midwest. But I think there's just a huge diversity in terms of kind of smaller, more rural cities, big urban, institutions. You can find, smaller programs, large programs. Again, those collaborations between institutions. So it's just a really good mix of opportunity to meet different people from different cultures, different kind of backgrounds, different kind of lifestyles, et cetera. If you want to work with kind of underserved, there's lots of opportunity. If you want to work with different patient populations, there's lots of opportunity, migrant farm workers, et cetera. So I think it's a huge benefit for with the diversity in terms of the Midwest. I think in just thinking of kind of that balance between kind of residency life and having fun. Again, you can find those big cities, even small programs in the big cities. If you like city life, I'm not a traffic person, so for me, it's not something I would enjoy, but you can find, both big city and small city life, lots of sports teams, lots of, college teams, music events, restaurants, lots of good food in the Midwest. And then just beautiful places to vacation. If you like the outdoors, there's so much to do. So many Great Lakes, so many bodies of water, hiking, snowboarding, all the 4 seasons. So it really offers a lot that you can do within the Midwest. So I think when you're really thinking about a program, you want to think about what is going to make you happy in the sense of what size city you're living in, what patient population you're going to be taking care of. Do you want a really academic heavy institution versus more of a community-based institution, or a mix of the two? Do you want fellows in your residency to work with or no fellows? How much travel you have to do to different clinical sites in terms of experiences, and then what curriculum opportunities you have, what board prep programs offer, and really reflect on all of those things, and then determine kind of what works best for you, again, to find that learning environment that's going to support you and allow you to thrive. So I'll stop there, and I'm happy to chat more later in the question and answer.
Well, thank you so much for a wonderful presentation on the Midwest, or what the Midwest has to offer. I'd now like to start or to introduce our participating programs for tonight. You can see their logos on the screen. And I would like to invite our program representatives to give a short presentation of their programs for 5 minutes for the first part of the evening, and then we'll take questions after all of the presentations. Attendees, you, however, can leave your questions in the chat. We also encourage programs to make use of the chat and answer any questions they see in case we run out of time. To ensure that all programs are adequately represented, each presentation is limited to 5 minutes. When you hear my timer go off, there it is. That signifies you have 30 seconds remaining, so if you could please begin to wrap up your thoughts. Our first program of the evening is University of South Dakota. I would like you to invite your representative to unmute and tell us about your program.
I don't
I
know if
think,
I see Dr. White in the
yeah.
participant screen. And then we did start right on time, and we know how the clinic can get crazy or the hospital can get crazy. So maybe we can circle back to University of South Dakota, and I can send you guys a Zoom message if I see her pop in.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Okay, back to you, Anna.
All right, well then we will go ahead and start with University of Missouri Columbia. If your representative would like to unmute and go ahead and give your presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Great. I'm Anish Tosh. I'm the program director at the University of Missouri in Columbia, also called Mizzou Peds. And I'm joined by our third-year chief resident, Dr. Sarah Shaw. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself briefly? I'm not able to hear Sarah. I don't know if we can have her log in later. But I briefly go into our presentation, and hopefully we can hear from Sarah shortly. We're very excited here at Mizzou Peds. Really glad you all can join us. First of all, congratulations on your decision to go into pediatrics. I've been doing this for 20 years, love my job, and really thrilled to meet you all today. We have a lot of excitement at Mizzou Peds. We have just opened our brand new children's hospital and birthing center. That was as of 2 months ago. We're really excited. It's the physical space right next to the main campus and medical school. So it's undergrad campus, professional campus, med school campus. So we're all together. And so I'm really excited I can walk to everything on campus. We have a great simulation center that we will spend some Thursday afternoons. We do Thursday afternoon didactics that's protected, and really excited about our simulation center that we do and help our residents learn procedures. We have great residents, and again, hopefully you can hear from Sarah shortly. And one of the things we're very proud of is a resident-led food bank drive. Our residents helped raise anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 a year to support our local food bank. Our residents are busy, but take the time to support our community, and so it's just one of many opportunities we have here. Like many other programs in PEDS, we just started an X+Y scheduling, and we're really excited about that. Actually, Dr. Shaw has been instrumental in scheduling that, and we've just implemented that as of July 1st. So so far, so good, and so really excited about offering that opportunity in our curriculum. We have an advocacy track and that we select usually 2 second-year and 2 third-year residents to be part of that. And those residents get additional training in advocacy, legislative advocacy. Our state capital is Jefferson City, Missouri, which is 30 minutes south of Columbia, so very close. And so we have opportunities to interact with our legislator and do some legislative advocacy as well. And as you already heard from Dr. Reyes, I think one of the benefits of a small program is that we can individualize your training. Our residents feel very prepared, whether it's general peds or fellowship. We have very successful residents in both. Very excited about our diversity initiatives. And we have a diversity committee that we have resident representation and opportunities to attend the national SNMA and LSMA meetings as well. Just new for this year, resident wellness is certainly a priority for, I imagine, all the programs that you're going to meet today. That's very important. We want residents to be successful. All of our residents now have opportunities to have opt-out scheduled individual wellness meetings with our Office of Clinician Wellbeing. And also, we do monthly check-ins as well, including retreats. We're really excited about our Physicians Lounge offering food during the day and then beverages 24 hours, including free coffee. And as Dr. Reyes mentioned, I think one of the benefits of a small program, Columbia, Missouri, if you've not been here, it's a college town. It's the main college here in Missouri. We're an SEC sports team, but even if you don't like sports, it's okay. I love our parks and trails. That's really, I think, one of the highlights. Short commutes, most residents live 10 minutes or less away. Very safe, low cost of living. And so our residents who wish to purchase a house can do so with and those who wish to rent find those affordable as well. We're very pet friendly, so lots of dogs and cats and other animals. So there's a great dog park here in town as well. I think I still have a little time left. Sarah, if you are able to speak up, feel free. Otherwise, we'll catch you at the end. Okay, I think we're going to work on Sarah's audio, but I'm going to send things back to the group. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for looking at our program.
Well, thank you so much for showing us what your program has to offer. Now for our next program, that is Peyton Manning Children's at Ascension St. Vincent. I would like you to invite her to unmute and tell us about your program.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Rebecca Rothstein. I am the program director here at Peyton Manning Children's Hospital at Ascension St. Vincent. Tonight, I have with me my 2 third-year chief residents, Amy Young and Jenny Sill, and they will be available to answer questions as they come. So I'm going to try to briefly highlight some of the points on our slide, but I'll definitely encourage you to use that as a reference as we go throughout. So we are a freestanding children's hospital associated with the parent hospital, Ascension St. Vincent, on the Indianapolis campus. I want to note that in Indiana, there are 2 residency programs, and we are the smaller of the 2, hence we're here tonight with this programming. We are 6 residents per year, so we have a total of 18 residents throughout our residency program. As it already has been mentioned, we really pride ourselves on our small size with our close-knit mentorship, as well as our advisorship program that we offer. We truly have rotations where you work one-on-one with the attending. We do not have any fellows on campus, therefore there is no dilution of the experience. When you are the senior, you are the team lead and take complete ownership of all of the patients, as well as your fellow interns and your medical students. If you are interested in going to the ICU rotation, I always encourage people, you can be head of the bed, intubate, you can run the code with the support staff nearby. It is definitely able to be customized to your liking with the pride of being that individualized curriculum that we have on campus. A big exciting change is happening to our campus, and that is we have built a Women and Infants Tower, which is going to be connected to Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital. This is due to open in about the fall to early winter when they're going to start housing patients, and then our residents will be able to be over there in that building rather than down the street where they are now for their nursery and NICU rotation. We have a claim to fame is that we have one of the largest level 4 NICUs in the state. We already have a significant number of beds, and our expansion is truly topping us out at now 109 NICU beds. It is amazing for the experience in pathology, and you can imagine those people who are very much interested in NICU enjoy that experience immensely and are very well prepared to go on to a fellowship. We're very excited also that we are a pediatric level 1 trauma center, and we pride ourselves on being able to keep both everyone from, unfortunately, infancy to adulthood in one roof to care for children in the event of an unfortunate circumstance. We have a burn unit as well as ECMO capabilities in our PICU center. We have all the subspecialists with the exception of a metabolic and rheumatology. However, we do partner with Riley on that, and they are more than happy to take consult calls. We are usually able to keep our patients in-house, though, with the consultants nearby and seeing them in the outpatient setting, except under certain circumstances where it's in the best interest of the patient to proceed with a transfer. Some more about our curriculum includes the fact that we are still on a 13 4-week block schedule. We offer some really unique experiences here where you basically can customize your own rotation. We have global health as an option, as well as doing even local advocacy efforts for a 4-week experience. We have individuals also pursuing research endeavors. And really, if you can name it, set some goals and objectives, we will help support that with a faculty advisor. Other things I would like to highlight include our simulation. We're very proud of our state-of-the-art simulation center. We do half-day didactics on Wednesdays, which is protected time, and we do simulation once a month, run by our simulation director, which is a dedicated faculty to ensuring that that is its own curriculum. We also have an exciting board review series that is called the Pediatric Residency Program Directors Board Review Series, which is another programming that the residents seem to enjoy. And we couple that to Med Study to have a very robust, unique curriculum for that. Some of our DEI efforts are actually underway as we speak. One of the things that we're actually preparing for right now is our August. We have a week every year that is DEI dedicated in our program, where we talk about a different topic every single day by email, how self-directed activities, and our entire didactics is dedicated to different DEI sessions. We're actually really excited to announce that this year, this is caught on GME-wide, and they are adopting that across all residency programs and instituting a multidisciplinary DEI grand rounds that we hope to continue into the future. We're also excited because our APD and our adolescent physician are on the cutting edge of DEI for both our program as well as our institution. For our resident wellness, I will defer that to our chiefs. Our chief, Jenny, is actually the head of our resident wellness committee and has a lot of exciting events that are both on campus and off campus to encourage residents from collaboration and camaraderie from the beginning. We also new this year have a dedicated core faculty member to ensuing resident wellness, mental health, and well-being across our continuum. We also encourage both maternal and paternal leave, both with Ascension policies, but our program also supports those individuals by having dedicated electives, including parenting and board review, that helps to bridge that gap after you come back and circulate into your residency program. We are located in a very unique area. We are right outside of the downtown Indianapolis area. So it really allows you to have a mixed population everywhere across the state. We get transfers in, and our residents get to enjoy all the luxuries of both having city living as well as living in the suburbs, depending on your taste. We have two of our suburbs, Carmel and Fishers, actually ranked in the top 10 places to live in America.
All right, the timer has gone off. I'm sorry. I think maybe, do you have like 30 seconds to wrap up? It just didn't.
No problem. Right. I think that was actually a great wrap up point anyway. So thank you for letting me share information tonight. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rothstein, for telling us all about your lovely program. So now we have Hurley Medical Center, Michigan State University. So Dr. Reyes, if you want to unmute and tell us about your program.
Thank you. Again, I'm Gwen Reyes. I'm the Pediatric Residency Program Director at Hurley. So Hurley Children's Hospital is within Hurley Medical Center. So Hurley Medical Center is a 457-bed hospital, community-based, level 1 adult trauma, but level 2 pediatric trauma center. We have a level 3 NICU, 14-bed PICU with a burn unit within the PICU, and then a 28-bed inpatient unit. And the newest addition is our 14-bed adolescent psych unit. So that was really an exciting addition for us. We are our region's only children's hospital, so we have a pretty wide catchment area, especially to the north of us in Michigan, in terms of where we get patients transferred into Hurley from. We also have a pretty unique children's center, which houses our general pediatric kind of resident run clinic, as well as many of our pediatric subspecialties. We have majority of pediatric subspecialties, not all, but we do have collaborations with surrounding freestanding children's hospital at University of Michigan, Children's Hospital of Michigan, and Beaumont. So it's really nice to have those resources to support some of the subspecialties. Our clinic is very unique as it's integrated into the Flint Farmers Market. So we don't know of any other pediatric clinic that has that integration. And it really speaks to what we try to provide for our very underserved population, which the majority of our kiddos live in Flint proper. So within our clinic, we have a lot of wraparound services integrated right into our clinic. We have a WIC clinic right on site. We have our pediatric psychologist integrated into our clinic. We provide fruit and vegetable prescriptions to all of our kids when they come in for their well child visits, so they can go down to the farmer's market and get $15 of fruits and vegetables. We have a Reach on Read program, so all of our kids get a free brand new book at their well child. We have a positive parenting program and research project in our clinic, social worker, registered dietitian. So really a unique clinic with many resources to help support a population definitely in need. We are affiliated with Michigan State University College of Human Medicine, which brings a lot of resources, all of the resources of a large university. Additionally, the Department of Public Health is located in Flint, so that brings a lot of opportunity for residents in terms of getting involved in community research and getting more public health training and resources in terms of professors and such to provide education to really educate our residents on social determinants of health, which is so important for our Flint population. We have 7 residents per year. We have 2 third-year chiefs, and then we also have a wellness, a quality patient safety, and a diversity, equity, and inclusion chief, which allows additional leadership opportunity for our residents to get involved in hospital committees and make change not only within the program and make suggestions, but also at the institution level. Being a small program, again, you're going to work one-on-one with our attendings. You have a faculty mentor throughout all of your residency. As a resident with us, you do have a lot of input in terms of your schedule, and we try to individualize it really to maximize your preparation for whatever your next step is. We do have an academic half day, so Friday afternoons our clinic closes and everyone's required to be in lectures on the floors. The attendings will cover the units so that we can focus on lectures for all the residents. We integrate a pretty strong board prep curriculum. We do purchase med study for all of the books in your first year, and then your third year, the question bank for you guys to help support you guys. And all of the faculty also get access to med study books so that they can help support education to maximize board prep. To allow you guys to have that kind of bigger institution experience, we have a block where you can go anywhere in the country for an away elective so that you can go to a program you think you may want to go to fellowship or just get more experience to see if it's something you're going to love. And then most of what we're very family friendly. If you have a family planning on having a family, we absolutely will work with you and help support that. Lots of our residents have kids, and lots of our faculty, et cetera. So everyone's very supportive of that. And then generally it's about 50-50 in terms of going into fellowship or Gen Peds. And so our residents feel very prepared and get into very competitive fellowships after leaving Hurley. So I will stop there, and then I'm happy to take any questions anyone has.
Thank you, Dr. Reyes, for showing us your program. Now the next program is Southern Illinois University School of Medicine. I would like to invite your representative to unmute and tell us about your program.
Good evening. I'm Kate Siebenaller. I'm the program director for Southern Illinois School of Medicine for our pediatrics residency program. And I agree. I congratulate you all on choosing pediatrics. It is the best career. We can say that now that you've chosen it. And I see all the program directors nodding their heads. And I agree with the small program. I love being at a small program. We're located in Springfield, Illinois. This is the community that I grew up in. And a lot of the physicians who work there, I would say about half are from this area, and the other half joined because they love being in a small community and treating the community. So we have a lot to offer in terms of your residency training. I think some of the things we have here, it's a mix of urban, suburban, and rural. It's hard to say. We're a small city. We're the capital city of Illinois. And so we will see patients down to St. Louis who just don't want to be at a big center. And a lot of the families who come to see us want to be in a smaller rural community. They want to go to a doctor that they're going to see the same doctor every single time. This is a lot of the patients that we see. And so we get a mix of those different environments, which I think is really great. And then we have a lot of rural medicine contacts that some of our residents who come and train with us, they're going to go and work in a very rural part of the Midwest, many of them, and they want to know how to do everything. So they want to be able to go to deliveries and still have a clinic in the afternoon that's not just completely run outpatient and hospice. So we have a lot of partners around us who do that through SIU at some of the other sites outside of Springfield, like Litchfield, which is about an hour north in a very small town. And it's great for our residents who are interested in rural medicine. So we teach residents how to do that. And we spend a lot of time teaching our residents how to take care of our community with the hope that they will then be able to translate that to taking care of the community they're going to go work for afterwards. We do have individualized training tracks. We have some general tracks in general pediatrics versus fellowship, but I will tell you we take 8 residents per year, and it pretty much comes out to 8 individual tracks. Depending on what you're interested in, we tailor that to you, as many of the small programs do, which is really great and something that I love about small programs. We definitely encourage residents who are applying for J1 visas or visas to look at our program. We don't restrict one way or the other. I think the greatest mix is to have a mix of residents from different training backgrounds, because I think every training background brings a different strength and a different challenge, and then our residents can work together to work together to get better. So we definitely do that. We have a new parent elective that we have always had in place but haven't really used. We have 2 residents using it this year, so we revamped it. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Our first resident is going on it now, but that's another way to help support our residents. And in general, we do our best to support our residents in lots of different ways through the curriculum and through everything that we do. So as you start, one of the things that I think is interesting about our curriculum is when you come, your first month is boot camp, where your only job is to figure out what the system is. We will teach the medicine later. You need to figure out like how to get orders in, the different kind of EMRs you're going to be work with. For some of you, it may be the first time on an EMR. And so what that looks like, and how to get the system down so that the rest of your training, you can look at the medicine. And then we close that out during your last block of your residency training is board review that all residents do together. You will get board review every academic half day, which we do on Thursdays. And then at the very end, we kind of culminate it with your very last block of your senior year. All residents are invited to do a board review together, which has been very successful and very fun. The residents have a good time getting together. It's kind of their last hurrah together, but also it's a really nice time to have some dedicated board review before they go on to fellowship and they're really busy, or start their first job and they're really busy and it's hard to get ready for boards. We offer 2 blocks of research training which can be done to complete your scholarly activity, which is either in research or quality improvement. We have a lot of support for those. If that's something you're interested in, that's an area we really shine. We usually have several residents go on to PIS and present their work at different conferences. We have a Center for Clinical Research, which will help you do all the stats, project design, things like that. And then we run a monthly quality improvement curriculum where we teach you the basics of quality improvement over a year. And then the residents apply that to a project that will improve resident education in some way. So that's run by our quality improvement team. It's been very successful. We've had some amazing projects come out of it. And what I love is it kind of helps with 2 ways. We teach you QI and then you learn, you also improve the program. So that's been really exciting. And that's something that's evolved over time, and it's functioning very well. We have an intern simulation curriculum that teaches you the basics of when you get a call, what do you do? So that's another way we support our residents, especially our interns, to not be so nervous when they're on service, holding the phone and they get a call for a code in the middle of the night. They're going to be ready. They're going to know what to do, or even just the calls from the nurses. What do I do with the oxygen? For our diversity initiatives, we are an anti-racist institution, and as an institution through the larger School of Medicine, there are tons of activities to help promote this, all the way down from teaching your faculty to teaching the community to teaching each resident to working together to make sure that we provide equitable care. And diversity is one of our strengths. Our residents come from all over, so a lot of our faculty do too. I said that, about half are from the area, and then the other half are from all over the world. And so it's really fun to kind of work together and grow and learn together in that way. For resident wellness, we have a lot of things that small programs have. We have free parking. That's not an issue. We're not in a big city. That's easy. Doctor's lounge with free food, which is really great. Our residents who chaired our wellness committee last year, that we had 2 wellness chiefs, they actually got a grant from the School of Medicine to build a serenity room, which is absolutely amazing. There's like infusion of essential oils and nice mood lighting, and there's a nice sink, so people who want to come and pray, they can have a space to get away, or if anybody wants to just take a breather and step out of a busy, hectic day, it's a great place to kind of unwind for a few minutes before you get back to work. Location is in Springfield, Illinois. It's a great small city in the Midwest. It's the capital city. You will have opportunities to do advocacy through our Center for Population Science and Policy. You will have opportunities to go to Advocacy Day at the Capitol and talk with lawmakers about things that are important for pediatrics. And so it's a really fun place to live. There's a lot of local eateries, breweries, music, theater. It's very local, very small town. It's fun. And I love it.
Sorry. I don't think our timer's working, but like 30 more seconds. And
but that was it.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have any questions, I welcome to have them. We hope to see you. We will be inviting for a second look after we close our rank list. So if people are interested to see our small town and that's important to you, we will welcome you to do that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Siebler, for showing us what your program has to offer. Now, the next program that we have is University of Michigan, Sparrow, Michigan State University. So if your representative would like to unmute and tell us about your program, we'd appreciate it.
All right. Hi, everybody. We're clearly very passionate about our programs. We're all going overtime. This is great. Hi, I'm Emily Disbrow. I'm the program director for University of Michigan Sparrow, Michigan State University. Yes, it's very confusing. Yes, there's a lot of different hands in the pot, but you know what? That's what makes it great. So we are an integrated children's hospital with a university affiliation to MSU. The hospital itself recently got purchased by the University of Michigan, so we are just benefiting all the way around. We have all the resources of a Big Ten university at our fingertips, and we have a hybrid academic and community feel, which is great. Our main highlight, we are the only program in Michigan right now doing X+Y scheduling, and we also follow a 3+1 model. It seems to be the most popular model here. We're a mixture of urban, suburban, and rural. So we have all different kinds of feels here in the capital of Michigan. Again, like I said, we're a Big Ten university city. We attract a very diverse population. And so we have to have restaurants and activities and breweries and all kinds of things to support that diverse population. We have a level 1 trauma center with a dedicated PEDS ED. We have a level 3 NICU with a ACGME accredited fellowship there. Half of our residency graduates work in Michigan after graduation, and 94% of those graduates stay in the Lansing area, so no one really ever leaves. We also consider J1 visas. I am excited to bring anyone who wants to learn and how to be a great pediatrician. For our curriculum, a little bit about how that works. So yes, you spend 3 weeks on rotation and 1 week in clinic. During the 1 week in clinic, you do 5 half days of our continuity clinic. So that's at the health department. It's a federally qualified health center. It's called Cedar Pediatrics. You work with the underserved, a large Medicaid population, a large international refugee population. You also have behavioral health consultant support there. So if you have ADHD or something like that, you can bring in support. We also have a lactation and dietitian in our clinic, which is very helpful. 1 half day during your Y week is dedicated to research time. We have half a day for longitudinal curriculum, half a day for personal appointments. Thursday mornings, we also have a protected half day for academics. We do monthly simulations as well. And then on Friday afternoons, the resident portion of the clinic actually closes and the attendings see patients while we have small group primary care focused didactics. We have nearly 30 electives and growing, and it's individualized curriculum, so you can take whatever electives you want. We have resident as teacher, local global health, procedures. Our list just keeps growing and growing. With respect to resident wellness, this was a huge portion of why we changed to X+Y is to support resident wellness, and that's a huge focus of our program. I'd like to introduce, we have a dedicated wellness chief resident. So Dr. Matthew Rusick is on here with me tonight. He's our dedicated wellness chief resident who's joining us. And then we have a Zero Barriers program, which is essentially a psychiatrist on call for all of our residents and fellows here. In our program, we also have family leave benefit and a parenting elective to help with family planning for residents. We have 4 weeks of vacation plus 5 days that you can take over any holiday of your choice. And if you work one of the designated holidays, you get a comp day as well. Our third years also get 2 weeks of dedicated board review experience. So that's how we work hard to support our residents' wellness. Diversity initiatives, we do recruit diverse faculty and residents. We're located in the state capital of Michigan with lots of advocacy opportunities with the MIAAP. And we cover all these topics in our core curriculum series, including LGBTQ workshops, implicit bias, and health equity. We also tackle health disparities during those Friday afternoon didactics. Lansing, I love Lansing. I went to MSU for undergrad. I stayed, I kind of never left. And now my daughter's named after one of the dorms at MSU. So once you're in with MSU, you just can't leave. Lansing is really a great location right in the middle of Michigan, home of Michigan State University. We have lots of different on-campus and off-campus activities and Big Ten sports. Go green. Lansing does have a cost of living that's 9% lower than average, and its central location in Michigan, you can have easy day trips to Sleeping Bear Dunes, to Grand Rapids, to Chicago, to Detroit, and all to the Great Lakes. I think there's water in 90 minutes in all directions. So people, again, really like to stay in the area, activities for all 4 seasons, lots of things to do, always changing and evolving. That's it. This perfect timing.
All right, well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Disbrow, for showing us what your program has to offer. Now for the next program of the evening is University of North Dakota. So if you would unmute and tell us about your program.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Tiax. I'm a pediatrician, and I'm the program director of the University of North Dakota pediatric program. This is our first year with residents, so we had a great match this spring, and we're so excited to have our 4 residents start our program up. We've been a primary teaching site for medical students at the University of North Dakota for many years, from when I was a medical student, even that far back. And so medical education is not anything new to us, but we're so excited to take that next step. Fargo has many other residency programs, so family med, internal med, surgery, psych, ortho. Boy, I'm missing a few, but there are, so you're not alone. There is a community of residents around you, and that you will also work closely with. Our clinical partner is Sanford Children's Hospital and Clinics, which is the largest rural healthcare system in the United States. Our hospital is a hospital within a hospital, 32 peds and PICU beds, 45 NICU beds, and we're the state's only level 2 pediatric trauma center. So we serve patients from all over North Dakota, Western Minnesota, a little bit of even northern South Dakota sometimes too. The closest children's hospitals to us are 240 miles away, so we've got quite the reach. We have all of the subspecialists that pretty much you would look for. Obviously, neonatology, hospitalists, heme, cardiology. We even have 2 peds rheumatologists, which somehow we're blessed with. And developmental pediatrics, our peds surgical subspecialties are well represented with general pediatric surgery, peds neurosurgery, and peds orthopedics. Our urgent care clinic is super busy from a pediatric standpoint. Our primary care clinics have been doing a pediatric medical home for decades now, and we have well-established and integrated behavioral health services within our primary care sites. In addition, we have an emergency food bank that we use when we're screening for social determinants of health, so we can actually take that first step in providing some nutritional assistance with them, as well as referring them on to the next to the food banks in town. We do rely on a couple of outside areas for peds emergency medicine. There are no peds EM docs in North Dakota, and there are not any adolescent medicine docs in North Dakota. So we're lucky to partner with the University of Minnesota and Minnesota Children's for both of those opportunities that will happen during your second year. We know that behavioral health is obviously a huge part of general pediatrics practice and subspecialty pediatrics practice. So even prior to the new 2025 guidelines for ACGME to require a 4-week rotation, we've been already building toward that. And during our third year, we will have a longitudinal psychiatry continuity clinic staffed by our child psychiatrists. One thing you may wonder about, like Fargo, the only thing you've ever heard of Fargo maybe is like the movie and the accent. The accent is real, and if you want to learn how to practice talking like a Fargoan before you come, there's just one simple phrase you have to repeat. There's a boat show at the Fargo Dome. Say that about 5 times and you will sound like you are from here. Fargo itself is about 200,000 people in the metro area. Number 1 employer is healthcare. Second is probably education. We have 3 universities, and then also technology firms. Schools are great. Minnesota Lakes Country is just an hour away, so there's plenty of things to do in town. If you like college sports, the other university in North Dakota is actually North Dakota State is based in Fargo, so the Bison are there. We also have minor league hockey and minor league baseball and all that kind of stuff. So from an advocacy standpoint, since we're such a small town or small state, we overlap with the American Academy of Pediatrics. I happen to be the chapter president. Our advocacy lead is one of our rheumatologists. So there are many opportunities to partner and integrate yourself into our community.
All right, well, thank you so much, Dr. Chong-Sun. Next, I would like to go back to University of South Dakota and invite your representative to unmute and tell us about your program.
Thank you, Anna. I get to be the cautionary tale, which is double check your time zone, because this was entered in my calendar as 8 p.m. Central Time. So I thankfully was preparing and able to join you. So thank you for still giving me the opportunity to talk about our program. I am Jennifer Hager. I'm a general pediatrician. I'm one of the associate program directors for the pediatric residency program. That is Dr. Tianson's partner to the south. So we're both part of the same rural health care network. We are in the southeastern part of South Dakota. As Sanford Children's, we're a small university affiliated program with 6 residents in each class. If you haven't Googled Sanford Sioux Falls, you should, because our pediatric hospital is shaped and designed like a castle. And it is such a wonderful opportunity to make the hospitalization experience better for children. And it's kind of fun as a pediatrician to get to go to work in a castle. I am from the area originally, and kind of similar to some of the stories you've heard, this is a great place to live and work, and happen to have the honor of being one of the first graduates of the program. I've been in practice for 10 years, so we've had about 13 classes graduate. We have a full range of pediatric specialties. You're going to see a wide breadth of general pediatrics at our hospital. We work in a large rural catchment area, so caring for children from hundreds of miles away, including several of our Native American populations and reservations. Provides a wide breadth of general pediatrics, rural pediatrics, and really getting the full scope of what it looks like to be either a specialist or a general pediatrician. We have been fortunate enough to build up our our emergency room, and so are now fully staffed in that area at a level 2 trauma center, and hopefully quickly going for our level 1 trauma certification with that addition of those faculty members. We work in a robust simulation lab. Our interns will be entering the sim lab this week for boot camp to get their feet wet with a bunch of procedures and go into their rotations feeling really prepared for that. We have over 35 or at least 35 specialties, really giving you access to those teachers that you need to learn the things that will make you excellent pediatricians. One of the benefits, and you're in the small program discussion, but is you are getting direct teaching from faculty members. So it's not a fellow-based system, but you're getting those faculty members one-on-one with you, teaching you the things that you hope to learn and are interested in, but also need to know. We are able to support both J1 and H1B visas, and have a number of our current residents who have joined us from across the world and bring a wonderful breadth of diversity to the program, and a great perspective for us as faculty and for our patients. Right now, you're going to see a traditional block schedule. You're going to work as a teacher for both our medical students and multidisciplinary team members. But really what I want to highlight before I run out of time is we're going to take a multifaceted approach to your wellness. We know that wellness is not, it's not a one factor thing. It's burnout prevention. But really, I want to highlight it's helping you find your passion and finding the thing that you are really engaged in, because engagement and fulfillment in the work that you do is really going to be a great preventer for you for burnout. So we work with our residents and find opportunities. I'm working with one of our pediatric residents right now with our state health department to try to enhance our lead screening, because that's something that our residents are passionate about. So being small, we get to know our residents, which I'm sure you've heard about, but really connecting them with faculty members.
You have about 30 seconds left.
Thank you. I have to highlight the area. You can enjoy a luxurious 6-minute commute from our downtown area, which has coffee shops and restaurants and places to walk and enjoy, and parks, and be on campus in your free parking spot or in your covered parking spot if you don't want to shovel the snow off in the winter, and back to your house in 6 minutes, which makes for a huge improvement in just how you feel about your day when you've had a busy one in the hospital. So I didn't have a chance to listen to everyone else. I appreciate your engagement and look forward to questions. Thank you so much for understanding.
Thank you so much for talking about your program, Dr. Hager. I think we have one more program, Marshfield Clinic. If your representative would like to unmute and tell us about your program, that will be greatly appreciated. And I think we're getting your slide up right now.
I'm not sure if my camera's working. Oh, there it is. Hi. So I'm Suzanne Wright. I'm the program director at Marshfield Clinic. I believe Uzo is on with us too. If you want to say hi, Uzo. Uzo is our assistant program director.
Hi, it's great to be here.
Anyway, I know you guys are tired and all these programs are starting to sound the same. I just want to highlight a few things about our program. We are a small program, 6 residents per year. We also have 2 med peds residents per year. We've been doing this a really long time. I've been the program director here for about 15 years. I moved here from Texas. I wasn't used to the cold weather and I wasn't, sure about the small town. But I have really fallen in love with Marshfield and I've been here a long time. As far as things about our program, a lot of similar things to what you've already heard. I know one person had a question about X+Y versus traditional clinic. So we still have a traditional clinic that's half day every week. Some people like that because it gives you exposure to clinic every week throughout your training. Some people prefer the X+Y because they really want to focus on clinic for an entire week. So there's pros and cons to each method. And we are in the process of some curriculum redesign. So we may make a few changes as we adapt to the new program requirements that have come out from ACGME. So we're definitely open to considering change to that X+Y, but we haven't done it in the past because we felt like maybe it would create a schedule that was a little bit less flexible for taking vacation, although I don't know if that's happened to the other programs that have tried it. So more to come with that. Uzo, I'll let you say a few words about things that you love about our program, any highlights that you want to talk about.
Yes, not unlike what you've heard, we do not have fellows, so there's no delusional learning. It's you one-on-one with the attending. One of the things that I'm proudest about our program is the mentoring. You have faculty who are incredibly invested in your learning, safe, caring learning environment, regarded jealously. Your wellness is paramount and really very interesting, of importance to us as you learn and take care of children, which we think is a great privilege. So yes, it's great that you're into pediatrics. We couldn't agree more. Some of you may have heard that the Midwest is best. Yes, I certainly agree with that. We're super excited to be here and congratulate you on committing to this journey into pediatrics.
So I'll tell you a couple more things. One thing that I really like that Uzo started was our board prep program. We do these mini ITE exams to have you practice your test taking skills, and we have individual coaching for you to meet with someone to help you with your test taking skills in addition to learning the content. We also pay for med study for our residents. You have the option to take a board prep as an elective if you want extra time for studying board prep. So pretty similar to some of the other things that you've heard from the other program. We have a 24-bed level 3 NICU. We have a PICU. We have hospital beds. We're a hospital within a hospital, not a freestanding hospital. We are in a small town, and I love living in a small town. Things that I love about it are it's safe, it's affordable, it's convenient, and I think it's beautiful here. I love riding my bike out in the country. I love kayaking in the lakes. We're very close to the Northwoods. So for me, it's been a really great fit. And for a lot of our residents, when they come here, they find that they form this second family, and they really bond with each other and have a really I think a wonderful training experience, and I'm sure that's true of a lot of the other small programs that have been here tonight. There's something really special about being part of a small program. So I hope you will all really strongly consider applying to all of our programs. I think we're all pretty awesome. And I know if you have specific questions about our program, I'd be happy to answer those or chat offline. And I'm sure that we're running a little late, and so the residents may be wanting to talk next.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wright. That concludes the program overview portion of this evening. Now we will open up to the floor to a live Q&A. If anyone prefers to remain anonymous, please feel free to send a personal message to one of us, and we will address your question to the program representatives. Also, if program representatives, if you see a question in the chat, you can continue to answer those questions. If it's like a very unique question, feel free to jump in the chat.
So I will start us off with our first question. Any program can answer this one, but how can an applicant stand out on their application? What are some top qualities that are seen in the most desired and strong pediatric residency applications?
Well, I think if you highlight something that you've done that's very pediatric specific, that often is very helpful, because just knowing that you are definitely interested and well suited for a career taking care of children. So highlighting anything that you've done with children is very helpful. We're trying to take a holistic approach and looking at applications. So obviously we're all going to be looking at your scores, but we're not only looking at your scores. We want a person of high quality person, right? Strong character, integrity, fun to work with. So show your personality and let that shine in your personal statement, in your interview. We want people that are fun to work with, as well as people that our families are going to love.
I think it's really helpful for us when we can see who you are, when we get a good understanding of who you are as a person, both from you, but also some of those unifying themes coming through in your letters. And as Dr. Wright said, just making sure that we're really looking at the whole application. But if I can look at your application and get a sense of what you're going to be like as a resident, I feel like a lot of these small programs are going to be able to take who you are and really help you grow, know you, and really build you into that excellent pediatrician. But I love when I can get a sense of someone through kind of a theme through their personal statement, but also through the rest of their application.
I second that. And I'm going to tackle the question that's in the Q&A too. How important is research? I don't want to say that it's not, but it's all about what you can tell me about. Like, I want to know you. Like, in your personal statement, I want you to talk about you. And then if research is not what makes you tick, that's okay. Tell me about what does. If you're a teacher throughout, okay, show me. Great. You can come and teach us. That's amazing. I want you to be passionate about, stick with what you're passionate about in your applications, because that is what is going to carry you through. And I want to see that. And I want to talk to you about that at your interview. So start it at the beginning, and then we can see it all the way through to the end of your career.
Yeah, I would totally second that. I was like, what's your why? That's what gets me excited about candidates, is what gets them excited about pediatrics and taking care of kids. So yeah, definitely the more you can show that, the better. Do you have to be published in like 16 different journals for pediatrics match? No, not at all. If that's not your thing, if your thing is taking care of kids and doing it in a great way, I'm very happy to have you in our program.
Just to give you guys kind of like an aspect, I guess, from a resident side. Hi, my name is Matt. I'm one of the pediatric residents from Sparrow. When it comes to applications, I think one of the biggest things that program directors and whoever is interviewing also wants to see is, how do you mesh with their program? They're basically building a team from scratch, and they want to see your personality and make sure that you can mesh. You've learned everything you need. You have this opportunity to basically, show yourself off, but now, like, let me see your people skills. Like, can I put you in a team, and can we work together in a room? Can you handle long hours on the floor and, busy pressure moments, and then still kind of keep it together and kind of make the right decision? So if you can show that, I think you have great success with all the programs and interviews you guys will get in the future.
I think I'm kind of repeating the comments, but I think commitment to pediatrics, and I think that's already been said by all the other program directors, and we see that in different ways: the personal statement, all the letters of recommendation, your volunteerism and other activities, and your interview. So as you can tell, we're all going over a 5-minute limit. So we love pediatrics. The program directors obviously went into pediatrics, and so we want to see that same enthusiasm in you. So commitment to pediatrics is obviously something we're really interested in. As someone also said, it's our job to teach you pediatrics, but so we want to see that enthusiasm and the commitment. So then, we can start. We have a great starting point in your training.
I think we also look. Oh, sorry, Dr. I think we also look for this idea of a growth mindset and that you see challenges as an opportunity to learn. So you may know nothing about quality improvement. All of our residents know very little about quality improvement when they start, but they're interested in it. They want to learn it. It's going to be part of their future career. It's going to make the care they give better. So seeing that kind of come through of, oh, I don't know that yet. What can I learn about that? That makes somebody really fun to teach and someone we get really excited about.
I just want to piggyback off that with the growth mindset. Don't be afraid to show your resilience and the fact that you've had challenges. We accept those. That's why we perform a holistic review. So own that, be your authentic self, and tell your journey.
And try to avoid like a canned answer, because that's a big turnoff. We really want to get to know you. We don't want a canned perfect answer. So try to relax and enjoy the process and let us get to know you, because it's to your advantage to have a really good fit, right? We're all kind of similar, but we're all kind of different, and we want you to be happy. And so it's to your advantage to really get to know us, ask the questions that you really care about instead of like canned questions that you think you're supposed to ask. And really let us get to know you and get to know us so that we make a good mutual decision, and so that you are really happy with where you are training, and you are going to grow and blossom when you're happiest.
All right, I think we have time for just one more question. And so kind of going off of this, will interviews be virtual this year? And then how's the best way to gauge the culture of the program if they are going to be virtual?
I think we're all doing virtual. I can't speak for everyone, but I think that's the recommendation to make it equitable. But a lot of us may be offering the option of a second look, or of in-person visit at some point. That may be more variable. So you can find out more about that probably after your interview or during the interview process. Each program will let you know how they're handling that. And maybe people want to chime in about that. The other thing with the interview process is just, oh, I lost my train of thought. You guys chime in and maybe I'll remember it.
Yeah, I was just going to chime in from a resident perspective. I'm Jenny. I'm one of the chief residents at Peyton Manning, and I was a part of virtual interviews. And I think despite it being on computers, you get a really good sense of which programs you click with and which you mesh with, even virtually. And a lot of programs, I know our program does like virtual happy hours and things like that, where you can interact with the residents and things like that on a more casual level. You can see how they interact with each other. And I think that's a really important thing. And a good question to always ask is like, what do your residents do outside of the hospital? Because you're going to spend a lot of time with these people. And you need to remember, it's just important for you to want to go to this program as it is for us to want you at the program. So finding the ones that really mesh with you and fit your personality and what you're looking for, but it does come through in that virtual setting.
Okay, I remembered what I was going to say is you might want to check out the Instagram that programs have. I was really kind of against this at first because I think, in general, we have too much social media in our lives. But I do think it does give you a little window into their social, like what they're like outside of work, or even a little bit of work culture. So sometimes that can help. But I totally agree with what Jenny said about you can get a pretty good vibe even through the computer. But for some people, they might want to visit the actual community because they have no idea like where Marshfield is or where some of these places are and what it would feel like to live there.
Just to piggyback on that too, with the second looks and things like that, there are the formal ways to get to know your program, but a lot of times if you connect or make that connection during the interviews or the happy hours, I know residents have reached out and asked to go get coffee or things like that, kind of in an informal way too, to see how you mesh.
Yeah, and don't feel pressured to actually go in person, because I don't think anyone expects that, and it's probably going to be, I would say, relatively rare. Some people will do it, but most people probably won't, and that's fine.
And I completely agree with Jenny. My name's Amy. I'm the other pediatric chief resident at Peyton Manning. You can definitely get a vibe whether you feel like you're clicking with individual residents. You can definitely see the interactions that they have among a program. So keep that in mind as well, as far as what kind of program you're looking for and what kind of relationships you're looking to have with your fellow residents, because it can be very clear through a virtual setting.
We deeply want that fit for you as well, because if you're a resident and you're not in a team that you feel like supports you and you have people alongside you, it's going to be really hard through residency. So I think that's really a mutual goal of the programs and the trainees, is that you get a good sense of our culture and we get a good sense of who you are and how that would fit, because it really results in all of us having a better outcome if you find your people. I think a lot of us found our people in residency and are very thankful for that. So we hope that for all of our trainees.
I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who has taken time out of their busy schedules to be here with us tonight. Really, your presence here is invaluable to applicants, and I just thank you again for all of the perspectives that you bring to this session. So we want to encourage all of our participants who are here tonight to continue to join us for our future webinar series. We have all of our small programs that are starting first, and then we'll transition to medium programs, and then later this summer we'll welcome our large programs to be a part of these webinars. So if you enjoyed tonight's session, if you learned one thing, we do encourage you to scan that QR code on the slide, and that'll take you to the registration page so that you can sign up for our future programs.
We had already put it in the chat, but one more shameless plug for Peyton Manning. We will be hosting a happy hour on August 22nd at 8 p.m. for anyone else who wants to join or talk about the program more in more casual setting with residents.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I also just wanted to thank the entire FPR team who is here with us tonight, who made tonight possible. We really do appreciate all of the hard work that you guys have put in. So thank you so much again. And if you're interested in taking our survey, you can scan this QR code. But we are finished with our programming for the evening. So we'll just say thank you so much and have a good night to everybody. And we'll be here if you have any questions. All right. Thanks, everybody.